Hello and welcome to the Lockdown Show with FBL Broadcasting, brought to you by Clearly Corporation. And we really hope you had a really good weekend, everybody out there. Lots of stuff going on. Coming on at 1 o'clock, we have Youth Concern Hannah Asquith and also Aylesbury Mayor Mike Smith. They'll be joining us. They're busy today, so they will be joining us a little bit later. So what we thought we'll do, because Monday mornings are just one of those bad things, and I'm one of those people who really does suffer from Monday mornings. I do forget exactly all the stuff I arranged prior to the week, and I did something today. Yes, I guess what I did. I had a little look at the cyber deals that are going on. So if you don't know, it's actually Cyber Monday. So after Black Friday, there's Cyber Monday. So what I thought I'd do for the first hour of the show, at least, is show you some of the deals that are going on out there. Especially if you've got an Amazon account, that also comes in handy, because especially if you've got Prime, got your delivery and everything, especially with Christmas coming up as well. So all I can say is apologies to Hannah Asquith and also Aylesbury and Mike Smith. Actually, I remember Mike Smith had prior engagement, was going to bring him on at 1 with Hannah, obviously from 12 to 1, but I forgot that also she had a meeting as well. So again, humble apologies to them and humble apologies to you. So if you are looking for something for Christmas, because yes, it is round the corner. It's not even round the corner now. It's music's in the shops, if you do get to go to the shop. Obviously the adverts are on the TV. So let's see if we can try and get you a deal. So Black Friday, didn't think it was much of a good deal out there. Let me know in the comments. And we'll, tell me if you did get a good deal. I mean, there was a really good deal. I'll tell you about a little bit later. That I'm hoping Cyber Monday should bring it up. So all those people out there who like, for instance, do what I do and also have their own YouTube channel or whatever channel, there is the Rode microphone. But we'll tell you about that in a mo. Also, what else is there to talk about? So Black Friday is always going to be something where it's the last Friday of the month, I believe, and then the Cyber Monday comes next. So I really do think that there's going to be quite a few deals out there for people. So do put in the comments, and we'll try and search them for you. But for the moment, let's bring it up what we do have, and also don't forget we've got the quiz coming up as well, and we might bring that a little bit earlier than we usually do, to give you time to look at the answers as well. If you go in the comments or look in the description below on your YouTube page, you'll find that a link to the quiz. So fill it in, because don't forget, today's really the last show, because on Wednesday, if everybody or if some people are available, we will just do a recap with everybody and just find out how they found the show, how they found, go through their adverts, which were very entertaining. If you haven't seen them, please go on our YouTube channel, have a look at them, because they've done a very, very good job. And Ed done his Churchill moment, which was fantastic. And it was quite a hard one to, not get passionate about, from what he was saying about everything about his dream and everything with his children and how the world was changing. So obviously Ed Gemmell there from World Scientists Warning, Europe, or Warning. Yeah. So anyway, blabbering. Right, let's go on. Let's have a look what we got here. So if you've got an Amazon account, they have actually, I'll be quite surprised if you don't have an Amazon account, but what you will find on here is they have lightning deals. So if just about here, really, if you click on here, what I usually do is open up another tab with them so that I can always refer back to any other stuff that's available. Oh, here we go. This is new. I didn't see this earlier, which is popular Cyber Monday deals. Obviously, Amazon has a great share of the market, and I'm sure they're going to do well this Christmas. But what options do you have? What are you looking for? Let us know in the comments, because and don't forget to also subscribe to FBL Broadcasting as well. That'd be greatly appreciated. There's quite a few things here that I saw that will come in handy. Obviously, alcohol. We've got the old Jack Daniels. My daughter's birthday's coming up this week. She'd be turning 18, so maybe she'd like some alcohol. But obviously, my son's birthday is always coming up in a couple of weeks' time. And I was looking at this option here as well, which was, I tell you what, let's just expand these out a bit for you. So we've got the JD, we've got the I mean, it's the Red Dog. But to be honest, you can get it probably cheaper in other places like Tesco's, or probably the same price, to be fair. But again, if you don't want to go out, definitely a good idea, especially if you're shielding and you're looking for those presents to, it's a nice little box as well. The way they do it, these are sort of like collector items. It's like $23.49 at the moment. And then if your kid's got an Xbox or even your partner, there you go. Charging stations, totally love these because they're very good. I mean, you just pop the battery on, clunk them in, and you just literally, they'll just charge. And obviously, one of the things you need to really look at, I wonder if they've got it down below here, which is maybe some other options that you could have. I used the Vernon last time. I think it's called Vernon. But this seems to be a new one I haven't seen before. It looks okay. Put it upside down. Don't know how tricky that will be when you put it on the base, but there we go. What else? If any of you got an iPhone 8 or anything, I can thoroughly recommend looking for chargers, and I mean wireless chargers, because they work really well. And I often use it with my phone. I've got an Anchor one here. I don't know if I can actually bring it to you. And literally all you got to do is put it on, and then it starts. Oh, can't get there. It just starts charging straight away. These are fantastic. These are literally really great if you're busy. So especially if somebody's working from, I don't know, from home or something like that, and they need to get up and do a few things at the same time. And if they walk around with their phone a lot, really, really, really good. What else can we have a look at? I wonder if we could actually search for that. There we go. Let's do a little search for those Anchor ones. I'll just duplicate this. This is something I always do, and I do recommend it, is literally duplicating your tabs and then filling in what you want to find, because that way you can always revert back. Anchor wireless charger. I'll make sure you don't type that in wrong. Right. You're looking at what? $26.99. They're about here. Don't see any lightning deal. Oh, here we go. Cyber Monday deal. And we'll put links to these in the description for later, in case you're watching this on the replay. But this is a Powerway Plus pad. I think it does something for the charging for the Apple Watch as well. It's in white. I don't know if you can choose other colors as well. Can you choose other colors? Don't know. But there we go. So that's $21.99. It looks okay. I mean, if you like white, I kind of like black. For those sorts of things, let us know in the comments if you're looking at anything special as well. And here we go. Pressure cookers, is it? Electric multi cooker, looking all right, looking all good. It's a Ninja. Now I have a Ninja coffee machine, and I love my Ninja coffee machine because I don't have to buy those little pods. Don't have to worry about them. Seriously, it's just no worries. It's so much easier. You froth up the milk, you pour it into your coffee, you put it under the. We'll have a look at that actually. A Ninja coffee machine. Let's do that one as well. That's definitely a nice thing to buy. Let's just. Oh no, I don't want that. Just duplicate that. So I'll just talk you through it. Ninja coffee machine. If I got my one. That's kind of like it. No, they don't have the one that I have, so I can't personally recommend. But bean to cup is definitely something. Any lightning deals? Here we go. Cyber Monday deal. Morphy Richards. See, there's your Nescafe one. But again, I don't like buying all these pods and stuff. It's just plastic this, plastic that. Where with the Ninja coffee machine that I use, you literally put your coffee in. I mean, it doesn't do the bean. You have to have it already grinded. But you put fresh milk in, put it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, heat it up, use the frother machine device it gives you, pour that into the cup, hit the button, and it makes you lovely coffee. And I don't have sugar in. That's another one. I usually have a Colombian mix of coffee granules. But yeah, I can't see that coffee machine. That's a shame. but the more for your riches. Let's have a look at that. So if somebody drinks a lot of coffee, $41.99. That seems quite a good deal. It's got 4.5 reviews, which looks good. We won't go through the reviews. Programmable timer that allows you to wake up to a fresh coffee. How cool is that? Pour over technology shower head to create a fuller flavor, and reusable permanent cup cake filter to create a smoother flavor. So yeah, I mean, I use a reusable one as well, which is definitely good for the environment. And Ed, I'm sure you're happy if you're watching this right now. But Ninja Food electric multi-cooker, pressure cooker, and air fryer, grey and black, $149.99. It's not really part of the deal. I thought that was supposed to be part of a deal. Let's have a look. No, anyway, didn't show. There it is. Yeah, it says it's a Cyber Monday deal. It's usually $199, so that saves on space, makes things a little bit easier for you. You can throw it all in, just turn it on and leave it if it's pressure cooker, I think. But there was one thing I would strongly suggest if you're into doing what FBL does, which does a lot of live streaming and everything, is the Rode Wireless Go. I mean, this says microphone system. These were going on Friday on the Black Friday deal for £120, and they're usually between £160 to £200, and thoroughly recommend them. One of the best things you can get if you live stream or have your own channel and you go out and about, because there is a thing. Where is it? This is one of these. You get yourself an interview Go, and then if I get this out, live on air. Gotta love this sort of bit. These and if you know somebody, sorry, making a little bit of noise there. Sorry about that. If you know somebody who's setting up their own channel, and if you're a parent, grandparent, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, whoever's doing it, I can thoroughly recommend if you get this from and you really love them for Christmas. Not that you need to buy stuff if you really love them, but just in case you want to treat them. So we have here, I'll just quickly get the box out, if you don't mind, live on air, as they say. So there's your Rode, there's your microphone. It can literally just clip here, and then I say that, you know, I always like to put it on the inside, just clip it in. It's actually quite easy to do, but because I've got my top button done up, but I usually kind of have it on the inside, just pointing up there. But if you're interviewing anybody, you can literally just, there's a little holder there, you just literally clonk it in, push it on, and you're ready to interview. And like a normal mic, I mean, Rode, I mean, obviously try and get your own phone bit. That's what really one of the things we need to do here at FBL. But yeah, I mean, that's quite professional, and it works really well. You don't have to have it up here like, you know, when you see the old ones, the old microphones, you know, straight up to the, you can have it about here and actually just pass it along. Or if you can, there is other attachments, we'll put it in the descriptions, where you can actually have two of these as well, which is something we're going to expand to at some point. But again, we'll do a Blue Peter there. That's one we had we made earlier. I'll just put that back away just so I don't knock it, lose it, or anything. So what are you after for Christmas? What are you after for even for birthdays? I mean, obviously, like I said, my children have their birthdays this month. So December's very expensive. But yeah, let us know in those comments, please, if you don't mind. What else do we do? What other deals? That was a Rode. Have I just see now? This is why you always create a separate page. Right. So let's have a look at some more deals. Deals for under £15. Oh, I've got to admit, today has been one of those days where Monday morning, but I was looking at the cyber deals earlier, and yeah, that probably caused me a few issues to make me forget about a few things as well, when I should have really been concentrating on sorting a few other things out. But what are you after? Batteries quite good, rechargeable ones. I use them personally myself. I mean, there is lots there. There is absolutely lots. But can I also bring you on to something a little bit different? Now, I do thoroughly recommend that if you're looking for TVs, that you go to Richer Sounds or have a look on their website. Now, the reason I say this is because if you join the VIP club, you get 6-year guarantee, where it says on the vast majority of TVs, projectors and wireless multi-room systems. But I do buy, or I have purchased from Richer Sounds and a projector, for instance, and it has gone wrong after literally four years, and they replaced it. They are true to their word. They do replace, and they are very good. And you get the value back, and you can obviously purchase another system, and then you get another 4, 5, 6 years, whichever warranty they're given with it. Thoroughly can recommend Richer Sounds. And also the prices that you'll find. So let's say, for instance, you're looking at a Samsung TV. I was looking at a 30-inch, and that was like £200. You can buy it probably a little bit cheaper elsewhere, or in some places it's actually more expensive. But none of them come with the 6-year warranty. So do you want to have a TV that obviously you can have for 6 years? And if it goes wrong, you can just take it back. And I mean, they are true to their word. I do recommend you use Richer Sounds if you can, or at least have a look at their site. And they're very knowledgeable there as well. Speak to the staff, and they'll tell you what you kind of want, how big you'll need for the room, especially if you're buying a projector, and what features they have and what they do in the features. So I keep leaving my stuff out. There we go. Just put that down there. And also, tell me what coffee you're drinking, because I am drinking Kenko at the moment. I didn't use my Ninja coffee machine. And tell me how how your afternoon's going. So let's just take a break from the deals, shall we? Because I could go on all day. I'd like to know what you are looking for this Christmas, and see if we can find you a deal, especially if you want to come on the show. Got to pan this out to 1 o'clock, remember, people. But again, lightning deals, don't forget about that. So how about, coming up to nearly past, so how about what we do is we begin with, we start with the quiz. So you know what this means. Time for that really good intro. How cool is that? Really cool. Really good. So what I'm just going to try and do is, if I can just share my screen, which doesn't seem to want to let me do it. Here we go. I got it. So here we go. Question 1 on today's show on the quiz. Now, this is going to be the last chance you get to enter, remember, people. So all I'm going to say is it's close at the top. So if you want the prizes that have been given out, and we have the Eco Shop, we have ISEC Security, we also have Leah Lewis, who are giving away a CV review. Eco Shop giving away some reusable makeup remover pads, and you get a discount at ISEC Security. So question 1. On FBL Facebook page, the latest video available for Stansted Raceway is rear-wheel drive dirt rods. What date was the race? So we've been covering this over quite a lot of time. If you've not been into banger racing, I do suggest you go and watch this. I mean, we've been there all this year for all their races and literally loved it. Really family atmosphere, really welcome. You just turn up, you just watch. And the drivers, they're really crazy. They're really cool. It's a dirt oval track, great fun, well worth. If you haven't been, go down to Stansted. Maybe if you're thinking what you can do for the weekend, get yourself down there. You'll absolutely love it. But anyway, on FBL Facebook page, the latest video available for Stansted Raceway is the rear-wheel drive dirt rods. It's the final as well. What date was the race? So just go on the YouTube channel, FBL Broadcasting's YouTube channel, look on the videos, you'll find it. Was it option 1, the 2nd of August, option 2, the 3rd of August, option 3, the 4th of August, or option 4, the 5th of August? The 5th of August is my birthday. There you go, just in case anybody wants to get me a present. So, question 2. On the FBL website, in things we do section, how many boxes are there? Option 1, 8, option 2, 9, option 3, 10, and option 4, 11. So on the FBL website, in the things we do section, how many boxes are there? Option 1, 8, option 2, 9, option 3, 10, and option 4, 11. How many of you know that straight off the cuff? Question 3. FBL is offering a special price per hour for some of its services. What is the special price? So option 1, £69, option 2, £79, option 3, £89, or option 4, £99. Now, if you do like quizzes, by the way, and you're at odds of what to do for Christmas, party or whatever, we are giving ideas to corporates and companies where we can actually do a live quiz, maybe bingo session, whatever. We are interacting. We are working with a private company at the moment, and that's going to have over 100 people. So if you like quizzes, or your company loves quizzes, reach out to FBL Broadcasting. Just send us a message using Twitter, Facebook, or even using our website. There's a contact us there form. Just ask us, tell us how many people, and we'll give you a quote. But we use a more interactive software. We don't use just this form. We use an actual more interactive thing. So you'll probably love that as well. So into quizzes, let us know, FBL. Right, so again, question 3. FBL is offering a special price per hour for some of its services. What's that special price? Option 1, £69, option 2, £79, option 3, £89, and option 4, £99. I can tell you it's per hour. Within the Buckinghamshire area, it's covered, but outside it, we will charge you for mileage and a little bit of time, depending on how far it is. But it's quite a good deal, I think you'll find. Question 4. Now, as you know, Youth Concern are joining us a little bit later, so you can actually find all their answers. So get it done now, so you can obviously tune in and watch from 1 o'clock without diverting your attention from Youth Concern and Hannah Asquith as she joins us, as well as Mayor Mike Smith. But question 4 anyway. On the 26th of November, Youth Concern commented on their Facebook page on the Chancellor's pledge, which he said he was going to give to councils. How much was the pledge? Was option 1, 220 million, option 2, 240 million, option 3, 250 million, or option 4, 260 million? So let me know in the comments whether or not you also have the form filled out and you're keeping up. Question 5, here we go. What's the name of the house for the Next Step project? What's the name of the house for the Next Step project for Youth Concern? This is option 1, Stock House, option 2, Bucks House, option 3, Swan House, or option 4, Maryville House. So option 1, Stock House, option 2, Bucks House, option 3, Swan House, or option 4, Maryville House. Should have actually spaced these out a little bit more. Question 6. Question 6. On the bottom of Youth Concern's website, what box isn't showing in the Support Our Work Today section? So on the bottom of Youth Concern's website, what box isn't showing in the Support Our Work Today section? Option 1, donate now. Option 2, help us. Option 3, volunteer for us. Or option 4, corporate supporters. So what you've got to do is look down there, find what's not on there, and put your answer in, submit. Remember, this is the last quiz. On Wednesday, if we do a show on Wednesday, there won't be no quiz, but we will be talking to some of the people as we invite them back to discuss how they found the show, how the reach was, and did they get over their nerves on creating a video, creating an advert, and putting themselves out there. I think we dealt with quite a lot of people, and we really do hope we did help them get over that. So there you go, that's the quiz, it's done. Get those in. If you want to be at the top, obviously, you better get those answers in, because I believe it's going to be somebody else going to win. It's got a bit of a lead, but again, that's only if they fill in the form as well themselves. So I'm just going to get back to the deals. Whew. So what deals are you looking for out there, people? Let me know. Come and let me know. Right, so we were looking at all the wonderful Black Friday deals. We've got the coffee machine. I said about that Ninja. Again, this is the wireless charger I've got. It's £26. Definitely, I believe it's that one anyway. And it really does work really well. As you can see here, for your phone, just to be able to pick it up, it's just charged. You put it down, you pick it up, gets its full charge, put it back, and it carries on charging. It's just done it just now. It's brilliant. £26. So if you know somebody, who, especially next to the bed, it's a good idea to put one of these, because obviously if people phone you morning or maybe at night or whatever, you can just pick it up. You don't have to undo the cable, and that's another thing. You don't have to worry about cables anymore. The bending of the cable and anything like that. So let's also look at, I think this was the under 15, wasn't it? I've lost where I was. So the under £15 deal is there. I mean, there's a lot there. You can get yourself sorted for. I'm just scanning down to see if I can find anything that is actually. Oh, these are coming handy. They're going quite cheap as well. Thermostats or thermometers, they're definitely needed, especially if you've got a business out there and you need to keep an eye on obviously people's temperatures as they come in and out of your venue, shop or whatever. But ranging from what? I thought it was supposed to be 15 quid. Oh, okay, never mind. That one was £24.99. What else is there? I mean, £15. Rucksack, but I can't see that being anything under 15. I think that's going to be over that. All keyboards comes in handy. But again, I'm a tech, so I'm going to like all that. Duvets start from £12.98. That'll be for a single. Saw that one earlier, especially if you want to keep yourself warm this winter. Evo cards. Oh, that was another thing. So this is a fantastic deal here. I've got to admit, it's a solid state driver. It's the Evo 860 Serial ATA2. Now, if you're a geek or anybody who has a slow PC, can thoroughly recommend. This is a fantastic price, $52.99 for a solid state. Now, if you don't know what solid state is, when you have memory in your computer, it uses basically a solid state. But this is the hard drive, and you run your operating system. So you're talking half a terabyte, 500 gig. You literally, don't know what's going on there. This is phenomenal for you. And it is, and I can say I've got one of these. These are brilliant. I'll put a link down there. if you're trying to find it or you don't know how to get to it. Well worth it. They're usually over £100. Well, it says 99.99 there, but for 52.99, that's a steal. Steal of the century, that one. I mean, obviously, if it was 25, it would be even better. But 52.99, well worth it. Cameras and everything. Again, you need a fast sort of speed card. So they've got some deals here. I mean, they're not as much as off than the solid state drive, but still they're quite good. It's $32.99 and $40.99 for 128 gigabyte. This one here, I'll quickly show you that. These go in cameras and everything, and especially if you've got a home security system, these also feed into it as well. But you've got what, 32 gig for $7.79, 64 gig for $8.99, 128 gig for $14.99, and then it starts going. I mean, look at that, 512 gig. So if I bring that up, it's basically £82. Yeah, you can buy a 500 gig solid state for $52.99. That goes in your PC though. I mean, that is a price. That again, I mean, that hasn't even been reduced, that one. I believe this one is the one that's reduced. Yeah, it's usually $20.99 for the 128 gig, and that's $14.99. So £15, and you've got 128 gig. Oof. For those geeks out there, all you gadget lovers. Oh, you got also the scan disc one as well. Oh, Dairy Milk $8.99, big bar. Well, that could come handy. I might be ordering that one itself later, or not for myself, but for Christmas. Again, do check other places as well, like Tesco's and stuff. They have lots of deals, but I do tend to use Amazon because the delivery system, it just gets here very quickly. What else have we got? Now, I don't know if you look on Facebook, but you'll see a lot of companies that are doing cosmetics, and they have some really good offers out there. Some of them, I mean, I did reach out to a few. Was going to get some of them on the show. Haven't gotten them yet, but the lockdown show we're going to try and promote more local companies. So in the new year, we'll do a show, or maybe just before Christmas, help them out if they really have some Christmas offers going on. We'll be interviewing them. And the mayor's let me know that from about 12:55, he'll be with us, by the way, which is nice. And thank you very much, Mayor. Kiddies toys. There we go. Loads of kiddies toys. Up to 25% off Melissa and Doug. I mean, there is loads of options on Amazon, people. Loads of options. I mean, these are all just Cyber Monday deals. That's all I'm going to say. Cyber Monday deals. They're only there for another, obviously, 12 hours? Less than that now. They're counting down. So you've got the fire chief suit, space suit. Obviously, people with children, little children. The old toolkits. These are really good. How much is that? £10.60, down from £11.99. Not a massive saving, but these will give you some ideas. That looks quite fun. What's that? That's family games. I don't know what you do there. What's that called? Suspend. So obviously you got, right. Bit like the donkey game or whatever, or buckaroo, I should say. Show my age. You just got to balance things, I suppose, and when it all falls down, that's it. Board game, kids' educational board game, little detective card game, only 20 quid. That looks quite cool, actually. Tabletop game for kids, families, parties. Train your responsiveness. Toys for kids, toddlers, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. Boys and girls. That looks all right. I think I'd like playing that. Right. What else do we have coming up? Not many. Here we go. I use Philips Hue. Now, I don't know if many of you use it, but right. As always, I'm jumping all over the place. Done it again. Right. How many of you have an Echo Dot? I use mine quite a lot, and I use it with a Philips Hue. So if I say, for instance, Alexa, lounge light, blue. No, it's not going to do it. Is it going to do it? No. Alexa? Alexa? Oh, she's not going to listen to me. That's really cool. Alexa, lounge light, blue. And there we go, it goes blue. I mean, this comes in handy for when I'm doing live streaming because I can get, I can change colors, I can do lots of things, and I don't even need to get up. Alexa, lounge light, white. Now, when niece, nephews, or whatever come over, they have fun. They do talk to Alexa quite a lot, ask her questions, tell jokes, make her do some or say some silly things. But if you're using an interactive house, Echo Dot, definitely well worth it. Now, like I said, I use the Philips Hue. So I wonder if they've got a deal on the Philips Hue. Should we have a quick look for that? Now, obviously, there's other brands out there. Oh, yep, here we go. I mean, I use a bridge on mine, but you don't have to use it anymore. So these are just the white lights, I believe. Oh, no, these are the different colors, I think. $89.99 for a starter pack. That has a bridge, but you don't need a bridge. Again, people, you don't need a bridge, but you can literally change, and it comes in handy as well. If you're using an Echo Dot plus a Philips Hue or whatever might be out there, as long as they talk to Alexa, then it's all fine. But being able to sit down and watch TV, and then got to turn the light off. You just tell Alexa and she does it. It's really good. Can thoroughly recommend, especially around the house. You can also see if you've left the light on. You can just turn it off using a phone on your app. App on your phone. Let's try and find one. Here we go. £12.99. I mean, that's not even a Philips Hue. There you go. Alexa, smart bulb, bayonet, Apple voice control, color changing light bulb, £12.99. And these are LED as well, so they say they're better for the environment, as in they don't use up so much energy than a conventional bulb that uses up lots. This one, works with Amazon Alexa as well. Well worth it. £12.99. I think I might just order that one myself, because let's have a quick go back. The Philips Hue are expensive. They're not that, not as cheap as obviously what we've just seen. Let's have a look what else we can do. No, can't really see it coming cheaper anywhere else. Smart plugs are also a good idea. Something I want to implement into my house and business, as they say. Smart plugs can save you a lot on electricity. You can turn things off. Obviously, they don't use as much electricity, even though that's temporarily out of stock on this one, which is £30. But that's a Philips Hue one. I think I'm going along the tech sort of searches here. Christmas lights. Right, how many of you set up your Christmas lights? Let's have a quick look at that. Now, can you put in the comments, I don't know, let us know at FBO, anybody, I mean, I'm going to take a couple of photos, but there is some really good houses out there with a lot of really good Christmas lights. So, if I could spell Christmas. Now, again, you can go to many other stores and pick these up, but obviously, especially if you're stuck at home, I mean, delivery is pretty much there for everybody. I need a drink. Give me 1 second. So, what sort of Christmas lights do you like? I think we need to just make that a little bit bigger. So that looks really good. These look really good. So as you can tell, I open up loads of tabs. Definitely one of those tricks that I do. I'm just trying to find if there's anything that stands out so far that I can see. I mean, there was a projector one I saw last year. Projector does loads of, obviously you just need the one thing and it projects out. I'll try and do a search for that. Oh, that's quite nice. I like that one. There we go. Let us know if in the comments, or obviously put it on, put a link to us on Facebook, Twitter, or even Instagram, showing us what your house looks like with all its lights on. Because does anybody's house look like that? You got, well, obviously that's superimposed, isn't it? But let's have a look, see if there's a real house. No, I'm showing you in the pictures. Right, typical. Here we go. Is anybody's house like that? Anybody got their lights up like that? Please let us know, because I will take a few photos. I'm going to start posting them on our Facebook page saying, I'm considering maybe see if we can get a prize. I don't know, something, donate a prize or something for the best house with Christmas lights. That'd be quite cool. But do you have how long have, actually come onto the show, let me know, because literally how long has it taken you to set your house up? I want to know. I mean, it can't be like a couple of hours. It must take you a week to set it up, and your electricity bill must be through the roof. And greatly appreciated for lighting up other people's lives, I'm sure, as they go past and have a look at it. So Christmas lights, here we go. That's just a load of them. I don't believe that's a wreath. Christmas lights, 25 meter LED string lights. So it's quite a lot, 25 meters. That'll look quite cool. We've also got, these look good. Now, do you put them, let's have a look. Oh, okay, you just hook them up and just hang them down. So that's quite cool, actually. I like them. They're quite a good idea. Put them on your tree might be a good idea, or maybe windows or something. Good old Santa there, look. Santa there on the left. That's all good. But snowflakes, Christmas tree, Rudolph. Yeah, this is quite nice too. So that's just, are you going to hang that in the window? Look, that's what they're showing you there. Or maybe on the door. Don't know about that. I think the window's better. But any of you got a tree out? Any of you got a tree? Any of you got a house out there that has all those lights? Please do let me know. So hopefully we should be having the mayor joining us and Hannah Asquith after 1 o'clock. So while we just quickly look at that, I do. Where is it? Let's just get rid of that. So what other deals are there? Let me know in the comments, please. Let me know. I am trying my best. But again, an Echo, $28.99. It's a good deal. It's usually £50. There's other points as well that, oh, look, you can have it in white as well. But they do have a whole load. You don't just have to have the Echo. Where you've got ones with the screen. I don't personally use them, but other people I know do. So, I can display all the information, let you play videos and everything. But I do like my Echo range. I do like being able to, voice control a lot of my stuff, including my lights. Oh, look, here's a deal. There you go. I guess you started off again. You don't need the bridge though for the Hue. You really don't need the bridge. But that's £100. That's £100 off. That's not a bad deal. Again, you got to deal with the bridge though. £98.99. So you save £100 and 99p. Wow. It says what? £19.99 less than buying separately. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. You can make yourself a massive saving there. But again, I don't think it's as good as it looks, that one. Or maybe it is. We've also got... What else have we got? What about TVs? How many? I mean, again, like I said, richer sounds are what I do recommend, or at least price compare against them. Sony Bravia. We've also got, what's that one? LG. Need to put this out. There we go. .49-inch 4K. Here we go again. That one's another. I think that's the same one. Now, what brand do you prefer? I prefer Samsung on my TVs. And a high sensor here, 55-inch for $369. This is interesting. TCL, they use Android TV, which obviously, you know, Android's on a lot of phone devices. So £529. Does let me know out there if you've got an Android TV and how you get on. I don't know a couple of people, and they love it because it's more. I mean, like I say, Samsung are the TVs I kind of prefer, but the apps on there are really good as well. But you can actually run stuff with this Android TV, or with this TV with the Android software. Interesting. We've got a Hisense, £369. Again, let me know, people. What do you think of Hisense? I don't know anybody who's got it, but or has got one. But let me know, because I don't know about their quality. £369 for a 4K TV, 55-inch. That's not bad. I mean, obviously, I don't know what the apps are like or anything like that. Does it show anything about the apps? High dynamic range. Oh yeah, look, it's got all the apps. It's got Netflix, YouTube, Prime, Freeview, iPlayer, ITV. Yeah, it's got the apps, which I'm not surprised about. I think if you're buying a smart TV and it's not that smart and it doesn't have a lot of apps that cover the main suppliers, iPlayer, YouTube, Amazon sometimes on some of the apps, and Netflix, then definitely not worth buying. But £369 for a 55-inch 4K Ultra HD HDR smart TV with Freeview Play and Alexa built in. Okay, there we go. And that's an Amazon exclusive. Energy Class A+. Anybody got one? Let me know. Right, there we go. What else? Let's go on to the LG. £379 for a 49. LG is quite good as well, got to admit. If I didn't go for a Samsung, I'd probably go for an LG. 4K Ultra HD Smart TV with web operating system. Looks like they're all pushing it all out there. Oh, and don't forget, if you're going to put it on a wall, make sure you get a good bracket. There is nothing worse than not getting a good bracket. I mean, this bracket's all right, I suppose. But you are kind of limited. Actually, no, I think, yeah, I've used this in my son's room, this one, actually. And it is all right. Or my daughter's room. Yeah, I think that's actually in my daughter's room, this one. Or maybe it's in both, I don't know, I can't remember now. But was easy to fit, and I do like the these bits here where you can put the cable in, run it along, run it down here and into the back. So you don't, keeps the cables tidy, which is all good. They give you a spirit level as well. That could come in handy. Good luck with that. Trying to keep it held up there. Where were we? So that was the LG. We should really cross compare them. I think that was the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. Right. And of course, you've got your Bravia. Sony 65-inch LED, £949. 21% saving on this Cyber Monday deal. Whether you're saving, I don't know. But it's got Android TV. So I'm going to have a little drink of my coffee. And we'll stop the Cyber Monday deals and bring in Aylesbury Mayor Mike Smith, who's now joined us. Hello, Mayor.
Hello, Martin.
How you doing? You all right?
Not too bad, thanks.
I made a mistake. It's been a bad Monday for me. I forgot that Hannah Asquith was in a meeting till 1 o'clock, so she'll be joining us, but she can only join for half an hour. But I thought I'd go through some of the Cyber Monday deals. Did you remember it was Cyber Monday?
I haven't been able to escape it. I've been bombarded with emails since, well, whenever it was last week. Black Friday and Cyber Monday each seem to last about 6 weeks as far as I can see.
Did you pick up any deals? Is there any deals you can tell us about?
I didn't actually, no. I'm not really taken much notice. I think strangely enough, during lockdown, I've not been one of these people that has bought lots of stuff. I bought very little and can't really think of anything I need other than a new laptop, because this one, as you know, makes horrible noises. So maybe I should look out for that.
Should we do a quick look for laptops? Should we?
If you've got something on.
Hannah joining us. Look, it's like London buses, right? Okay, let's just get Hannah on because she's only got half an hour. If you don't mind, Mayor. So obviously, hello, Hannah. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
That greatly appreciate that you can come on. And apologies, I forgot about your 12 to 1 meeting. I will admit, I literally did get captured with the Cyber Monday deals. I was looking out because people asked me, "Can you help me out? Can you do this?" So we've only got you for half an hour, haven't we? So I think your internet's a bit slow. We've only got you for half an hour.
We're at a very exciting stage with the project, so it's all hands to the pump.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you broke up a little. Is that the Next Step project you're talking about?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so the mayor's already explained a lot about that, or he said about it. Do you want to just tell us how that will come about? And I mean, there was a question in the quiz we've done. We've told people to go to and have a look at for your Facebook and your webpage. But just quickly talk to us about how Youth Concern is working and what the Next Step project is. I think we've lost the mic.
Well, Youth Concern has been supporting young people, 13 to 25-year-olds, across Aylesbury Vale for 41 years now. But with COVID, like with everybody else, we've had to change the way we deliver our service. And what we've done is asked young people to get in touch with us and tell us when they want to come and visit us. So the great news is we're still available to see young people and talk to them face to face. They can get in touch with us via social media or do it anonymously. We've got an online chat on our website if they'd rather do it that way. But we are able to see people face to face, and we're helping people with any emotions they're feeling, any anxiety, any loneliness, mental problems, and then all the issues that we've worked with young people over the years on. We can give advice about sexual health, about drugs and alcohol dependency, about homelessness. And then we have a number of fun things like a music recording studio that young people can let out their creative talents. So Youth Concern is open and here for young people. And yeah, as I said earlier, the big development is the Next Step project. So we've been planning for 3 years to have our own supported accommodation project so that 9 young people aged between 18 and 25 who are homeless or at risk of homelessness can have somewhere safe to live for between 9 months and 18 months. And the whole point of the project is that residents people the skills to live independently after the project. So we will work with them during the month they live with us to talk to them about budgeting and finances, help them into employment or back to college, help them learn how to cook a meal, go to the supermarket after 4 o'clock and look for the yellow stickers. You get more. So there's an awful lot of practical support that will be offered through their time with us, and then we help them find somewhere to live, come to an end for them, and then we welcome in our next homeless young person.
It sounds fantastic. It really does. I mean, Mayor Mike, your Your wonderful laptop sirens kicked in again.
Apologies.
But that's okay. But this is something where you literally have, I mean, it's been part of the money that you've raised that's helped create this project, isn't it? And I mean, that's a whole list of things you just said there, Hannah, that you are trying, you're basically trying to just rebuild, aren't you, really? That's the easiest way of saying it for me. Instead of writing it all down and going down the whole list of stuff, that's quite remarkable. How many do you have lined up ready to go into the next step, accommodation?
Well, I just heard that our president is going to move in on the 14th, and we're interviewing else who we hope will join us on that same day. So we've got 2 people almost ready to move in, and then obviously another 7 beds. We're taking referrals all the time from the council and from other referral partners, and young people can refer themselves as well. So part of our job is just to get the word out there that there is somewhere safe for homeless young people to live. So if they just get in touch with the charity, the website is www.youthconcern.org.uk. Get in touch, and then we can go through that referral process with them. Fill up the 9 beds with the right young people as quickly as we can.
Wow. I mean, you could do it more, couldn't you, do you reckon? Would you say? How bad is it? Sorry, you could do with more beds, couldn't you, or more houses? I mean, obviously it's expensive to do, isn't it? This sort of project. But how many?
It's expensive.
It's really hard. I don't know if you want to reboot your your phone or your laptop, Hannah. You're dropping in and out. But what I did say was, you know, you could do it more, because how many vulnerable or, you know, people who need help do you deal with per week or per month?
Last year, 61 young people came in an accommodation crisis, and the year before that, it was 84 young people. And most of them weren't able to find a longer-term housing solution. The Next Step project is very much needed, because while we've been offering homeless young people a safe bed for a handful of nights at a time, they're aware to then turn this around with the right support so that they can live independently. There's a massive need in Aylesbury. It's the first project of its kind. It's definitely our hope that when this project goes well, we might look at offering other accommodation to the homeless young people, many of whom are the hidden homeless. They're not sleeping rough. It's very, very dangerous to sleep on the streets, obviously, particularly if you're young and female. So a lot of the people who come to us needing help are sofa surfing, or they're moved from a family member's house to somebody else's, but there's violence at home maybe. I had one story last week about a young lady who's been living in a tree because she's not visible street level to attract unwanted attention. So first of all, we need to get the word out there that we have a safe accommodation for young people, so that they come and find us, because quite often they're not included in the local numbers of homeless people, because they're not counted, because they're not seen. So it's a desperately needed project, and we're hoping that with the continued support of wonderful people like the Mayor and the Town Council and the Unitary Authority and all of the businesses and individuals in the community, that we could stump up enough cash to just keep rolling this out until we've met that local need.
Yeah, I mean, man, what do you say to all this about? I mean, children living in a tree, and, you know, I say children, sorry, youth living in a tree, I should say. I mean, obviously, you've raised a lot of money, you've helped them out. Well worthwhile cause. I mean, Hannah's obviously talking about the Night Stop project, isn't she? About in regards to obviously people short term. But I mean, what do you think to all this? I mean,
well, Hannah has just explained it brilliantly. How this is not just a roof over people's heads. This is getting their whole lives back on track, teaching them the life skills that they've missed out on through a disrupted family life or other problems coming along, as well as homelessness. The very basics, like budgeting for your how to make your weekly money go far enough, and being able to shop effectively, if you like. Things that we take for granted, these young people have missed out on, and just equipping them with those skills before they go back out there into the world of education, jobs, finding their own accommodation, just means they've got a really good chance of standing on their own 2 feet, getting their lives back on track, making a useful contribution to society. So this ends up benefiting the whole of society, not just the individuals who are directly helped.
that's a good point. It does, doesn't it? I mean, obviously, if one person, especially at a young age, is affected by something, it's actually going to have more impact later on in their life and also on society.
I think that's absolutely the thing. You used the word children earlier. I think some of them are of an age where we would think of them as children, and we wouldn't want anyone at all in society to be in that kind of position. But least of all, a young person who's not really ready to deal with it. And this can happen for all kinds of reasons. Suddenly their family background breaks down, they're out on the streets, they've got no support, no one to turn to, and sometimes the people that come along and say, you can turn to me, are those that lead them into all kinds of additional problems. So knowing there are professionals out there to give support and advice like Youth Concern is just amazing.
I mean, Hannah, again,
I think it might be interesting.
Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut across. I was just wanting to pick up on something Mike had said about the reasons that people are homeless. I think when we think about adults who are homeless, over 18, we tend to think about people who've been serving personnel in the armed forces, and we make assumptions about addictions to drugs. And sometimes that might have been the reason they're on the street. Sometimes that might coping mechanism to deal with, well, the awful situation they find themselves in. Young people, and we're talking about 18 to 25-year-olds, they're just youth homelessness for a multitude of reasons. Locally, there's a lack of affordable housing options for them. We all know that it's expensive to live in and around Aylesbury. The welfare system into credit has scuffed a number of young people. But I think particularly when we take COVID into consideration, that young people are on low wages, and it's a very precarious economy for them. If you think a lot of them might do Saturday jobs if they're at college or school in cafes or in pubs, or if they're working, they tend to be on lower wages, that those roles have been stripped out by and large over the last few months, and it's quick and easy to fire somebody who's young, who's perhaps not been in the role for very long compared to an older member of staff. So with the housing being unaffordable locally, I think the thing that I find most academically interesting about this is that youth homelessness is as much a structural issue as it is about adverse childhood experiences too. That it might not be the average grammar school student who finds themselves homeless, but if we're working with young people who've grown up in care or had time in care, and they've had abuse within the family, and there might not have been much money around while they were growing up, and then they can't get work, and then they can't afford to live somewhere, it all snowballs into a situation that we find young women living up trees.
That's a hard hitter, what you've just said there. I mean, especially before Christmas. I mean, again, that's why I wanted you to come on. we need to bring it up. I mean, the mayor has obviously pointed out that obviously it's his charity, it's dedicated charity, and I've tried to, from the FBL point of view, push out videos that highlight, and also try and push people towards helping you as well by donations, or by helping out with the Night Stop project or the Next Step, and hopefully you can get more money, and do a lot more, because the youth are obviously our adults of tomorrow, and they build the country. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what May, what's your next step with all this? How are you gonna help out more? Are you gonna, I don't know, you need to raise some more money, I think.
I do, and I want to, and as long as I remain there, the Next Step will be my primary supported charity. Since March, it's been very difficult. We had fundraising events cancelled, and we haven't been able to organise any more. We are hoping to next year, as soon as the rules permit. So it's been very difficult. I mean, I've found ways of getting little bits of money across to them during the last few months, but it's never going to be enough. The 19 or 20,000 that we raised last year, I'd like to be doing even better than that this year, but COVID has made that really, really difficult. So your support in publicising the charity and what it's trying to do, and encouraging people to make donations. I know it's tough times for everyone, but I hope some of them will, and every little bit really does help get a young life back on track.
Yeah, again, good point you made there about looking back at obviously the COVID impact. I mean, Hannah, I'm sure she'll be back in a mo. I've asked her just to reboot so we can get a proper connection with her. But you have lost out quite a lot. I mean, to raise 20,000 without all the other things that you would normally have that you would help to raise donations has had an impact as well, which is a shame for such a worthy cause.
Yeah, particularly as it's getting so close to its launch date and opening. I would have liked to have just seen the coffers nicely filled so they can be ready to welcome those 9 people as quickly as possible and provide the full range of services that Hannah has explained. And I hope they still can. I'm sure they will be able to, and everyone will be making maximum efforts to pull in whatever money we can to keep it going. Because if this isn't going to work as a long-term solution, then we're back to short-term Night Stop type situations, which doesn't do the whole job in getting those people's lives back on track. So as much as I like to say it would be great to think that after a year this won't be needed anymore because everything's sorted, that's not going to be the case, because it has been the case for 40 years and it's still as much of a problem, if not more, than it was back then. So this needs to have a long-term future.
Do you think COVID is going to increase the amount of people who are going to need the services of youth concern?
I think it definitely is. As Hannah explains, some of the typical jobs that young people tend to do have been amongst the hardest hit. Young people forced into isolation, staying at home, particularly if that's not a stable home or long-term home, really does have effects on their mental health. And mental health counselling is one of their most important services. So I think that there will be a growing need for this as a result of COVID.
And that is a shame, isn't it? I mean, again, the numbers are going up from what she was saying. So, I would expect that COVID, and it's probably not something we're going to notice straight away, especially with Christmas coming up as well. It's sorry, I just saw a message come in, but it's just a weird thing, isn't it, that with Christmas coming up, they might be needed even more, because that causes stress on families as well, especially with the COVID. But they're not, the money is not always there to actually be able to help people, which is a shame.
Yeah, well, I hope that when Hannah comes back, she will be able to to reassure us that sufficient money is there to get the project going and continuing for a good stint of time. But I'm, as I say, as long as I'm there, I can do everything in my power, even though that's very little at the moment, to pull in whatever money I can to help them out.
You've got power. You've got power. You definitely have. I'll tell you what I'm going to do as well is now some of the stuff I've been pushing out there to help Youth Concern is for using my tips and my tricks is basically called corporate social responsibility. So, if you're having I'm just going to pull this up on the screen so you can see this. So, right. So on here, we've got donate now, volunteer for us, and corporate supporters. So if you've got Hannah's back, let's just bring Hannah. Is she coming on? Is it? We've got a black spirit. Hello, Hannah. Are you back with us properly, or are you a bit laggy? Don't know. All right. So I was just explaining about your. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. So what I was saying is like corporate social responsibility, which really, with a lot going on, with obviously Christmas parties being cancelled left, right, and centre, more than likely because they can't continue because of COVID. Maybe a small donation as a corporate sponsor, or even, you don't even have to say you're sponsoring, just donate, but maybe take some of the money that you would have spent on a company-wide do and donate it to a worthy cause like this. And donate it. What do you say to that?
That would be really amazing. There's a number of things that we're still missing a number of items at the Next Step project. Like we need a vacuum cleaner, and am I dragging too much?
You are lagging a bit, I'm afraid. Are you using 4G or are you using a home network? We can hear you, yeah, but you're still lagging out. Are you using 4G or your home network?
Okay. Why don't I talk?
We're still losing you, Hannah.
I'm at home on 4G.
All right. Have you got a home network? Have you got internet at home? Oh, I think we've lost her, Mike. Maybe can you connect?
I'm on the internet. I'm sorry. I'm at home. I haven't had this issue with anything else, so I'm sorry I'm messing up your broadcast.
Oh, don't you worry about that. I mess it up enough myself. Don't you worry.
I can vouch for that.
Hey, man, don't say that. That makes me look really bad. Look, I've even got my camera's even out. Look, there you go. She's gone again. So that's a shame. Now look, now I'm too high. There we go. So like I was saying, corporate social responsibility. This is one of the things you can do as a corporate. I should have made sure that's a bit better. And use the money. I mean, I don't know how much do you? You're an accountant, really, aren't you, Mayor?
Yeah, basically, yes.
On average, let's say medium to large size companies, how much do you think on average they probably spend on a typical Christmas holiday? Not holiday, but Christmas do.
I think the average is something like £50 per employee.
Yeah.
So for a company with a couple of hundred employees, that is what? 20,000.
You're the mathematician.
No, it's not 20, it's 10,000. But so that would be a really, so one decent sized local company could match half of what I raised in the whole of the last year just by taking up that idea you've just put forward.
There we go.
I think that would be brilliant. Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry. This is doing my head in. My camera seems to be just giving me a bit of an issue. I mean, that's a massive thing, isn't it? So if you had like 4 companies, that decided to do the good thing and actually, match what you've done, really, that could really help them out. I mean, she was obviously saying, I think a vacuum cleaner is one of the things that is on their want list, so
clearly they're not quite there yet in terms of having that house fully equipped, and things like the basics like that. I'm sure it's going to be part of the what they're doing is helping those young people learn how to keep a house tidy and organise their domestic life. I mean, that's not what it's all about, but it's an important skill that they might not have if they've been living in someone else's spare room or something like that. They won't have had experience that's part of what it takes to keep a place up and running.
Look, my kids, I believe, are okay, but their rooms are still absolutely horrendous. I've just said that live on there. I'm going to be in trouble. But I mean, it does take something, doesn't it? If things have gone bad, you often look at life in a very bad way, and it's easy to keep going that downhill sort of thing. So obviously having that structure and that bottom line, that I don't know, what do you call it when you hit that bottom level sort of thing, but to be able to come back up, as I say, I was saying to Civitas's consultancy, Leah Lewis, I was saying there's a saying I have: the glory is not in the winning, but in the glory when you have risen. Yeah. So, something like that. Anyway, it's one of those things. When you're winning, it's all good, but it's actually when you go down and then trying to get back up and fighting back, it is a hard thing to do. It's, if anything, when you're trying to achieve and try and be something for the first time, it's always something new, isn't it? But once you've seen that and you've been at that top, and life's the same way, no matter how you look at it. I mean, for a young person to probably go through a lot as well, I suppose, in their life, but maybe they've not had that top tier yet, but still, if all you see is downhill and always bad things, this sort of project can really bring somebody back and allow them to gain the necessary skills to do something or achieve in their life.
I totally agree, Martin, and I think it's often that first step off the bottom or onto the bottom rung of the ladder that's the hardest to take. Once you've proved to yourself that you can take one or two steps upwards, then your confidence improves, and with a little bit of support, you can carry on progressing upwards. And as I've said before, these, as I say, the whole of society can benefit from this project. Some of those young people, 18-year-olds now, might go on to become the doctor that saves your life, or someone that invents something that really changes society. So it's well worth investing in young people for all of us, and not just for them.
Yeah, that's it at the end of the day, isn't it? That's a very good point. By allowing them to achieve, or obviously stabilize and then achieve, even stabilizing is achieving, to be honest. If you look at it in any way of, achievement, we often measure with money, which is a bad thing to do. It's okay, but it's still a bad thing. But on how you help and you do things, but actually stabilizing when you're in a free fall is definitely an achievement. Believe me, people, I'll say that. But yeah, again, like I say, I'll try and do what I can and try and push things forward. I'll still keep on putting little videos out and see what we can do. Social corporate responsibility, I do think that's something that will be quite nice. We'll push that out so they'll think about it. I think companies are saving money, no doubt, with regards to people working from home, I would say. So maybe, they can give a little bit of cheer for Christmas and help out. Sorry, my cat wants to go out. Do you know, it's definitely a Monday, I can tell you that. Shall we quickly just jump onto it? I don't think Hannah's going to be able to rejoin us. Shall we quickly look at the figures? I mean, we last spoke as we went into lockdown. So now we're on our way out on the 2nd of December, which is Wednesday. Which, do you know when we actually do release from lockdown? Is it at midnight on Tuesday night, so Wednesday morning, or on Wednesday night, Thursday morning?
Funnily enough, my daughter asked me this question yesterday,
Okay.
and I thought I knew the answer, but I meant to look it up just to check and confirm, and I haven't. I think it's 1 minute past midnight. So the moment it ticks round to Wednesday, then things get more relaxed. But obviously there are still plenty of restrictions. We are in tier 2, not tier 1. So
Yeah, we are.
going back to what it was before the 5th of November. So people have got to be aware of that.
They have. I mean, I'm just trying to bring up, I've got my second screen up now, by the way.
Oh, okay.
But I've now lost where I've got your stuff. There we go. Here we go. Excellent. It's let's put it in the show, as they say. So actually, we jump in. So we'll quickly go through the tiers in the map. So the total deaths are at 58,245. Household admissions. Hospital admissions at 216,016. And total cases, that's basically gone up another 500,000 since we last talked. So that's 1.617 million total cases. But deaths is still going up, but the trend is on the way down for positive tests. So would you say it's been successful with having this lockdown?
On the face of it, it looks like it has. That figure of 215 deaths, is that from yesterday?
It's interesting that 2 month trend, wasn't that a 7-day trend? And wasn't it, it's a little bit, I mean, that's a 2 month trend that is 215. So I don't really know. I mean, it's up to date.
Those numbers are obviously still a good bit lower than they were in April.
Yeah.
But compared to where we were before, when was it? Around about October that it started to shoot up again.
Yeah.
I think we were down to tens of deaths a day. So it's good that the trend is downwards, and it's taken nearly 4 weeks of lockdown to get that trend downwards. So I think it all depends on how people react when things are eased, because we've seen how quickly things can get back out of control if people just make the assumption that everything's back to normal and we can do what we want. That's how it all kicks off again. We know what we're expecting the rules to be at Christmas, but I'm a bit worried that if the next couple of weeks show a massive increase and another spike, they might say, well, hang on, you can't even have those additional freedoms at Christmas because we haven't got it back under control.
It's a good point, that.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, you'd rather us be in lockdown for another couple of weeks so that we're free up for Christmas?
That's not what I'm saying, and I hope that's not what the only answer is. What I'm saying is that we've got it on a downward trend, but there's still quite some way to go to get back to where we were during the summer. So hopefully the scientists and the government have got it right, that the new 3-tier system, as long as people stick within the rules of that'll get us safely to Christmas, and then we can have a bit more of an enjoyable Christmas. And then we'll have to look very carefully at how things pan out in January to see whether there's a third spike or not.
But there is a big worry there's going to be a third spike, isn't there, to be fair, because of Christmas. I mean, to me, Christmas...
Because of that, and because winter makes it worse anyway, I think
chances
are that there would be a third spike anyway, but relaxing things over Christmas is going to mean more people mixing, kids coming home from university and coming back to different parts of the country. There's a lot of factors there that could lead to that causing a big spread over a short period of time.
Okay. Do you think society is just going to be happy to deal with that? Because obviously Christmas is a very special time of year. Christmas dinner, presents, seeing people. I mean, what was it? Three bubbles were allowed, aren't we? Sort of thing. So, have you already staked who you're going to see over the Christmas period?
Well, it's in leading to some tough choices being needed. So my typical Christmas over the last few years would have been with Gary, my other half, and her mum, her brother, and her two uncles. But that's immediately, that's 4 households. So to make it workable for the rest of them, we are going to spend Christmas on our own.
Okay.
So, then we may be able to get together with my kids, who are a separate household. So I'm sure a lot of people will have to make some compromises, because the typical Christmas tends to be, if you've got a big family, you spend one day with one lot, then you move on to the next lot, then someone comes to you, and all that sort of mixing and matching is not within the rules. It can't be 3 different households and then a different 3. You've got to choose your 3 and stick to that.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm sure that is a thought of some people. So
yeah, and some will not fully understand it. Some will choose to say, well, those are the rules, but I'm going to bend the rules a bit. I'm guessing that they've probably accepted that some people will bend the rules to some extent, but hoping that it's not everyone bending the rules massively, because that's when you get into really dangerous territory.
Look, your fans kicked in again.
I actually heard it that time.
Did you? Okay. All right, so I'll scroll down a little bit. We'll go to Buckinghamshire. So 122 cases per 100,000. That has gone down, hasn't it? You can tell by
that was about 160, I think, a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, I can't remember, but you can see by the graph it's actually gone down. So and 439 coronavirus-related deaths, which obviously is horrible to hear, registered to the 13th of November. Yeah, so it was a couple of weeks ago, isn't it? Total cases 7,176. So cases in the last week 663. So yeah, it's going down, but still high, isn't it? There's a 7-day average. Now, remember when we last looked at this? It was quite interesting, because we were at the bottom of this. I think this is actually, weighted for cases and who's bad. I mean, before it was dotted all over the place, wasn't it, kind of sort of thing? But now they've put this in line. So as you can see, South East is at the top.
Yeah.
With London.
It's almost a flip of what we saw before, with places like Northern Ireland and the Northwest, Liverpool particularly, being the ones that were really peaking, with South East fairly low. Now it's South East and London, and what's the other one? East of England.
East of England, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, areas surrounding us that are the main problem areas.
We are, yeah. It looks like it, doesn't it? It's I scroll down to, that's a 7-day average. I mean, here we can see London is, well, it looks like London's coming down a bit there, to be fair. I mean, Midlands is shooting right down. Remember the map?
Yes.
Your face when I showed you that prior to us going into lockdown was, it was exactly the same, as in startled. I couldn't believe it went up by 500,000 in the space of like 2 to 3 weeks. So there's the map now. So they've now, the colours on my screen a little bit better. So before lockdown, everything was medium alert basically, but now everything's high alert.
Yeah, they're everywhere, apart from, what is it, Cornwall and the Isle of Wight.
Yeah. That's literally it, isn't it? I mean, you've got, I don't know if you can actually, it's just a to and fro. But yeah, I mean, here, as you can see from the difference of the two, you know, they've all just basically gone up a grade, haven't they? So that's just, but that's because, again, they've done that. Do you reckon as a word of caution, or do you reckon that's based on figures?
Well, I think it's probably a combination of both. I think it's based on the figures, which the figures are always lagging a bit behind. You're looking at deaths today and yesterday are the people that were being infected 2 weeks ago, or possibly even longer. So the science is always trying to catch up with what's actually happening. But I think there's a signal in there to say we've just been in a month of lockdown, but when we come out of it, it's not going to be back to what it was before. It's going to have to be tighter and more carefully controlled than what it was before. So I think they really want to send that signal.
Yeah. I think they're going to tighten it more down in January. I think that's when the proper thumb screw is going to come down. But, you know, like with Christmas, I think, you know, sometimes you just got to let it ride. And
I think there's an element of that, as you say, the traditional family Christmas is something that everyone is wanting. If they can't quite have that, they can have something close to it. And I think there's also an awareness of what effect a really restricted Christmas would have on people's mental health.
Yeah.
If people were forced to be alone at Christmas and had no other option, well, we know Christmas is a terrible time for people on their own. But if you're used to being amongst others and you have to be on your own at that particular time of year more than any other, then I think a lot of people will really struggle with that. And I think it's right that they have some awareness of that and give some relaxation so that people can at least have a fairly enjoyable time before, as you say, things could get very tight again in January.
Yeah. I mean, I just had a thought while obviously we were saying all that, was some people do really nice things by giving, you know, a Christmas dinner to people who are on their own. And I'm sure that will be a problem this year. I mean, giving people food is going to be, should we, shouldn't we? I mean, I don't know the take on that, on what people will do or will people accept. But obviously, Christmas is going to be a thing where what you would normally probably expect or maybe receive won't actually happen. And that'll have another mental health impact on people.
It does make it quite tough, and the kind of things that we tend to say at Christmas time as showing the true spirit and the real meaning of Christmas, like giving gifts to complete strangers or acts of kindness to others around you. That's been going on since March. Been a lot of people giving a lot of their time and being able to help out others, even helping out complete strangers. It doesn't matter who they are. If they can help someone, they've gone out of their way to do that. But with giving food, or what you said about giving a meal to someone, one of my favourite things over the past couple of years, since I've been mayor and deputy mayor, is on Christmas Day going to St Mary's Church in the centre of the town, where they just prepare massive numbers of Christmas meals, tables and chairs laid out. Anyone can come in the door. If they're homeless, living on their own, just don't feel up to being able to deal with Christmas, come in, everything's provided for them, they get a gift, they have a little sing-song, and they go away well fed. That's something that can't be done this year. So we're looking at alternative ways of providing food parcels, for example, and parcels of gifts to take round to people. But that's still going to be going to people that still might have to face Christmas Day on their own, which is a tough thing. And just being in a different place, in different company, other people to talk to, can really lift someone out of a dark place just for one day of the year. So that's going to be tough not being able to do that.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, you don't think of these things. I mean, there's a lot we've discussed about COVID and about its impact and things, and obviously with Christmas coming up. Yeah, that it is probably one time of the year when they're actually looking forward to something, and they won't. So keep your eyes out, people, and see if you can help in any way you can. But is there anything that Aylesbury Town Council is going to try and promote or do to try and highlight some of these issues, or?
We're going to be any sort of charitable work or good work that's going on. We are happy to promote and publicise on our website and get it out there on the social media. In terms of what the council itself can do, well, not very much, but the town council is putting a few sort of online events to raise people's spirits, just around traditional Christmas themes. So online charades is something that people are going to have a try at.
Okay, yeah.
There's I don't know, other traditional Christmas activities like all getting together for carol singing is not something that can be done. I wonder if there's a way of having people together but not together in spirit, enjoying themselves together.
Zoom's been used quite a bit. I've been told by a few family members, can you set up a Zoom thing? I'm like, oh, okay. Is that how we're all doing everything now? We're all going to chat via Zoom, which is all quite funny because it's like, yeah, great. I'd rather use my software. So maybe not with your laptop though.
Sorry, it just came in again, didn't it?
Just kidding. I did get a message from Richard. Come up a little bit earlier, so I'm going to say it now. Apparently, you're supposed to be wearing your Aylesbury Wombles t-shirt. Oh dear, that look! I know that look.
Well, I try and I didn't think a t-shirt was quite appropriate, really. I do try and at least be smartly dressed. I know there's only one time I've worn the full mayoral chain and regalia, but my Aylesbury Wombles t-shirt it's actually at the top of my ironing pile, and as soon as I've got it ironed and looking nice, I will be wearing it, and I will be going out wombling sometime this week. I hope the temperature doesn't drop too much because I want to have that t-shirt on show. I might have a few layers underneath.
Did you watch the show with Richard on?
I saw a little bit. I haven't watched the whole show back yet. I understand it was absolutely hilarious.
Do you know what? They both stitched me up. They really did. I had to. I don't know if you saw any of my other outtakes that or on Instagram or anything. But because Richard got COVID, I said to him, "Do you know what, Richard? Because you come on the show, I will go up to Aldi and I will, take a picture or I'll show exactly whether or not this bin has been removed." And then Ed jumped in with, "And you're not allowed to drive." So I said, "Right, so now I've got to walk uptown." But I needed to be back by a certain time, so I had to do like a quick step up there, which was quite funny. And then it started to rain, and I got soaked. I was just like, oh, just unbelievable. But but still, I did what I had to do. But you're supposed to wear a t-shirt, But definitely worth to watch that one. Go back and have a look.
I will. Yeah. You obviously realise that Richard's far better entertainment than I am, so maybe he should be more of a regular on the show rather than me.
Well, there was a thing that a few people have said about, can I start doing this in a more in the future? So this sort of show thing, and I was like, actually, yes, it's a good idea. I will, to showcase local businesses and volunteer groups. It will be something I'll look at. Obviously, each thing takes time to set up and organise, and I've sent out quite a few invitations to a lot of businesses and groups and stuff, and you don't get things back. You're trying to plan to get things in and help people out. You need to research a lot of stuff. It's a bit like, oh, okay. But I am sure if I do something once a month, it will, getting somebody like Richard and Ed and yourself and whoever in to have a look. I don't know if you saw Eco Stores. They were doing something amazing where they're giving away free food to people in need. And that's Eco Stores Aylesbury up Edison Road up by Ravens Lane. They are literally. I was quite amazed at some of the products they've got there as well. But I did put a video out saying about it. But yeah, you just literally go in. If you're finding things tough, and they say just come in, just say. They want you to be dignity in it as well. What I mean. I think they use a special word. Again, I can't remember. They're not even a special word or something. Go watch the video. It'll tell you on there. But you just go in and you just fill up with lentils and other things that they've got there. And I thought, I'm like, that's coming out of their pocket. And they've only just started up. They only started up back in March, April, or whatever, due to COVID, because they had flour and everything, and people didn't have any. So they were like, you know what? Let's just open up. Let's just run with it. And they've got some great products in there, which is about zero landfill, which is something obviously Aylesbury Town Council is promoting big, isn't they? Aren't you? Yeah. Especially with Live in the Park, take the rubbish home, make sure you recycle it. I mean, Ed was on. He was. I mean, he does things like goes into McDonald's other restaurants available, but other takeaways, Chinese, Indian. He'll take in his own, containers and say to them, I don't want no, paper. I don't want no boxes. Can you just put it in? And they've done it. And it's like, he goes, you've got to change your mindset. It's not like you don't know you're going to go, most of the time you know that you're going to go there. So take this stuff. So the landfill thing is well done. Waste of energy as well, creating all these cardboard boxes. He really went into it. But for Aylesbury Eco Stores to be giving away food the way that they are, and trying to obviously keep the dignity. I mean, it's not like
that's a double example of corporate social responsibility, isn't it? Not just the products and the way they're made, but to reach out and say that they will give away on the basis of someone saying, I have a need, please help me. And we did see quite a bit of that during the controversy about the government not extending free school meals during the October half term. A lot of local businesses came forward and said, just come along, tell us you have a need, and we will give you food, we will give you meals. So again, it's coming back to that, showing the true spirit of Christmas all year round. And that's the mindset that's starting to set in, I think, and I hope it's something that we'll keep into the future.
Yeah, I hope that too. I mean, for Aylesbury Eco Stores to do what they did or are doing, they literally are just a husband and wife with a couple of children. And I mean, that's when you say corporate, you often think massive.
Absolutely.
And they're not. They work opening the shop around their family hours, and on whether or not they've got childcare or not. They literally, don't. It's not a normal 9 to 5 or like the big stores, 24 hour. They open when they can and if they can, and trying to obviously help the world. And that's coming out of their, out of their money.
It's going to hit their bottom line directly. Yeah, so to be able to say, well, actually, in times like this, there are things that matter a bit more than the bottom line, and we will put ourselves through some hardship because there are people out there going through a lot more hardship. That's amazing and wonderful. I'm really glad to hear about that.
Well, do pop in there if you can at some point, just say hello and say thank you from a mayor's point of view, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah. Just
next time I'm going down to the food bank, which is down there as well.
That's a good point.
Eco store as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, really great shop as well. I mean, I did that about 2 weeks ago. That interview. She was one of the first on, Deanna, and I literally been so busy I've not had time to go down. But I've got to take a family friend down there as well because she done our quiz and she won. Even though it was quite funny trying to couldn't get the answer to one of the questions, which was quite funny. We were helping her out, so it was all quite funny. But again, brilliant to see corporate social responsibility in its working. Is there any questions? I was just scrolling down, by the way. I'll just quickly add this in. Our number range is from 0.9 to 1, by the way. And as you can see, that's what we looked at last time, wasn't it? We were over here, but now we're up there. But like you're saying, the trend is we're pushing out, same as London. Where's London on there? Yeah, London. We're worse than London, so not good. But yeah, that's it really. Is there anything really you've got to add to the broadcast really, and anything that maybe we should know or we should take heed?
Nothing other than what's out there through Buckinghamshire Council and the government. Yes, it's nice to look forward to in a couple of days' time, some sort of relaxation, more things being open, but it's still more restricted than it has been previously. So if we want to have any kind of a nice Christmas, I think we have to buckle down, stick within the rules. I'm saying this every time, and it's partly because it's kind of my duty to say it, but I genuinely believe it, that if we don't follow the rules, the more we stray from them, the more the next backlash is going to be worse. And I think we're expecting something to come along in January in terms of a third wave of some kind. I think people are kind of ready for that in some ways, but it could be the worst we've seen so far if we're not careful. So that's why I'm just saying, be careful, be cautious, look after yourself and others.
Definitely. Okay, well, it's a great message to end on, really, to be fair. One quick question before you go, did you have a nice birthday?
Yes, I did. Yes, I had a lovely birthday. Went nowhere really. Obviously didn't. My birthday was supposed to have been in Australia because my plans for this October was to spend a few weeks in Australia. Obviously that couldn't happen. My other half, Kerry, brought Australia to me. So when I got up in the morning, on my sofa, it was draped with Australian flags, lots of cans of Victoria Bitter and Australian wine, and there was a giant inflatable kangaroo and a giant inflatable crocodile.
Wow!
On my sofa as well. So that kind of lifted my mood to begin the day with.
Oh, that's really nice. Oh.
So Australia is postponed for maybe a year, maybe even longer. But no, we made the best of it. Went out for a nice long walk around the Buckinghamshire countryside, and then drank lots of Australian wine and beer. So, thanks for asking. I had a lovely birthday.
Good, glad to hear it. You know, I'll buy you a pint at some point when we're finally allowed back. At the moment, we've got to have a substantial meal. That was something we didn't cover, actually. What are the restrictions? But maybe I'm sure people already know about them. But maybe we can have you on just before Christmas, or if we do a Christmas show, maybe you can have a little pop in, because I know you're very busy, especially with Christmas coming up. We'll try and fit things in.
I'll be very happy to join you and see how things are going, and hopefully spread some Christmas cheer in whatever ways we can. Definitely.
I love spreading Christmas cheer. I've even got I would say we've got my hats over there now. At the moment. I am doing but what are you doing for Christmas? Are you just literally...
So as I said, probably expecting just to be at home with Kerry, catch up with my kids at some point during the holidays. In terms of seeing other family members, I think it's going to be Zoom and Skype and all those kind of things that old folk like me have got used to using, and just doing our best to keep in touch that way.
I think
a different Christmas, a tougher Christmas, but hopefully it will pay off in keeping us safe for next year. And if the vaccine is successful or other means of preventing it come along, then hopefully fully back to normal within a few months.
Well, let's hope
that's so. My hope.
That's yeah. I think that's everybody's probably Christmas wish or New Year's resolution is to make sure this all gets done and dusted once and for all, and allow people to get on with their normal lives and how to get back to cuddling and having Christmas dinner and arguing around the table. Okay, Mayor Mike Smith, thank you very much for coming on the show. Thanks also to Hannah for coming on, even though she had technical difficulties with the wonderful broadband. But other than that, we look forward to seeing you at some point. And well, I wish you a Merry Christmas in case we don't speak, and a Happy New Year.
Let's hope we do, but if not, the same to you. Always good talking to you.
And always talking to you as well. See you later.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.